All right, everyone. A bombshell has just hit the NFL. And we're going to go live to discuss it. I appreciate all you guys tuning in on this emergency live stream. Now, keep in mind, Mike Tomlin was not fired. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers still own his rights. Mike Tomlin was not fired by the Steelers. He has decided to voluntarily walk away. Meaning that for just the fourth time since man walked on the moon, the Steelers will have a brand new coach. Again, Mike Tomlin did not get fired. Mike Tomlin was not fired. I want to make that very clear. The Steelers own his rights. Mike Tomlin was not fired. He has voluntarily decided to walk away from the game. Michael, it's your about time. Yep. About time. Again, he was not fired. I want to make that very clear. He was not fired. He is still owned the rights of the Steelers like Sean Payton, but he has decided to walk away. Mike Tomlin, after 19 seasons, has decided to take a year off. He has a job in TV if he wants. He will not be coaching the Steelers. He has not been fired. See, Hall of Famer, that's the debate. If that is it for Tomlin, we will see. Tree's got to be thrilled. Yeah. Again, he was not fired. I want to make that very clear. Johnson, 2 or 3 of the 4 teams have a new coach, except for the Bengals, which is probably the team that really needs the new coach the most. I appreciate you a ton, Johnson. Then we'll get you on Stanford. We got New York weather fan with a 10. I appreciate you, man. I know Tomlin was fired, but we don't know if he should have been, so I guess we have the bet. That's fair. That's fair. I appreciate you, man. I was going to say bet's off. I was going to say the bet's off, but geez, I should resign next. How's it going, Lee? Appreciate you guys. Will he go to another team? No, he retired. He retired. This is a voluntary walk away. This is a voluntary decision on his part to walk away. So, he has not been fired. Again, this is a breaking development. Tree up at the Reasons Room wheel. Yep. So, after 19 seasons, 193 wins. One of the greatest coaches in terms of wins. 10th all-time in wins, are actually tied for 9th with Chuck Noll. You hired Tree as head coach. You got Tree's live stream. You got age restricted. Not surprised with that. He has resigned. So, I want to make that very clear. The Steelers did not fire him. Do you think he'll do what Sean Payton did? I would think... I think he's going to take a year off. I think he's going to take 1 year off, and then we'll go from there. Best and worst moment. Best moment, winning the Super Bowl. Worst moment, I would say the Browns game in 2020, punting on 4th and inches. I think that was a big time mistake. That worked, but I just saw by Tomlin. Isaac with a 690. I appreciate you a ton on that one. Who's going to be the next Steelers head coach? Yeah, that's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. Ironic, you start with Noel. Yep. Who is going to be the next coach? I appreciate you a ton, Isaac. The next coach, I could see, Harbaugh's on the market. Man, this is tough. Who's going to be the next coach? I don't know. I never even thought about this. I didn't think this was a possibility. What's going on? Tomlin resigned. Tomlin has resigned as head coach. So, he has officially stepped away. He's going to take a year off, minimum. He might just be burnt out. 53 years old, might be burnt out. Arthur Smith? No, I think Arthur Smith is gone. I'd be shocked. He's a hell of a coach, but it's been over 4 years already. Thank goodness for him. They got connection with the Rams. I could see that. Hire Frank as a coach, yes. Absolutely hire Frank. Stefanski, I could see that. Arnaud to the D-backs? Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Bit surprising. 8 teams out, 9 teams for the head coach. On vacation, won't be around. 70 pockets of cash. Why not? All good, man. All good. Appreciate you, man. Again, the Steelers just put out a statement. The Steelers just put out a statement. Harbaugh would be nuts. Yeah, can you imagine? The Steelers just put out a statement. Steelers need a quarterback too? Yes, they do. Don't they call him with current resume? I mean, 19 straight seasons without a losing record. It's going to be hard to beat. Now returns to the NLS. I mean, we don't pay a lot for him. It's good. Like, the Cardinals take almost the contract, so it's no risk. So, here's a statement. During our meeting today, Coach Tomlin has informed me that he has decided to step down as our head coach. So, again, not fired. You don't do or build it. Yep. This new bug right less cycle situation? Potentially. I could see that. Yeah, Zach Taylor now the longest serving coach in the AFC North. Absolutely nuts. I mean, Cannon or Cancun overall? I think Cannon. I think 19 seasons without a losing record in a row. I'm not sure that's going to get topped. Obviously, I'm extremely grateful. Based on the 5 of the coaching cycle, is not the most big name, but it's extremely competitive. How's it going, Ali? I'm going to say been a while. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you, as always, and congrats on the Bears. Congrats on that. Which game do you want? Based on get you on the call for it. Which game do you want? Yeah, it's not the most big name, but there's going to be a lot of vacancies. 9 vacancies now. Extremely grateful to Mike for all our hard work, dedication, and success we've had over the last 19 years. Hard for me to put into words the level of respect and appreciation I have for Coach Tomlin. No, he wasn't forced out. He resigned. They still have his rights. He guided the franchise to a 6th Super Bowl championship and made the playoffs 13 times, including winning the AFC North 8 times during his tenure. Track record of never having a losing season in 19 years will never be replicated. My family and I and everyone connected with the Steelers management are forever grateful. I think Rodgers retires. Yes. He would have been fired? No. This makes it very clear who would not have been fired. Texas. I'll get you on Texas. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Mike Tomlin has stepped down. Who replaces Tomlin is the million-dollar question. Who replaces Tomlin? He was not fired. The Steelers don't fire coaches. I want to make that extremely clear. The Steelers do not fire coaches. They have only had 3 since 1969. By all indications, they were going to keep Tomlin. Could Flores be the guy? I could see Flores. Flores fits the mold very well. I could definitely see Brian Flores. I could see Harbaugh. Yeah, no, I didn't see this coming either. He walked away. He walked away. Tomlin's son, shocker. I expected this after that loss last night. We go in to get John Harbaugh. Well, they'll be talking with him. Watch them promote Arthur Smith. They should not promote Arthur Smith. That offense was very stagnant this year, and using John Smith was a nightmare. Tomlin should have been fired up punting on 4th and 1 pass field down 14 to the Browns in the wild card. Yep. Yeah, I've said it's time for a change for a while. Barcel will take some time. I think it's going to be gone. Why don't the Steelers ever fire coaches? Because they win a lot. It's not like they're not firing coaches with 3 or 4 wins. They're winning a lot. Kubiak, potentially anyone from college. Maybe Marcus Freeman. Well, if Harbaugh replaces Tomlin, that'd be the funniest timeline. That would be so funny if that happens. Yeah, that was a bad loss yesterday. I think it was time to move on. But again, this was not a firing. Mike Tomlin just walking away on his own accord. Yeah, no Arthur Smith. Nope. No, you should not do that. Rodgers is done. I think so too. I think Rodgers is done based on everything that's happened with the Steelers, or based on everything that's happened with Rodgers lately. He's clearly on the decline. All indications said in week 15 that he was going to walk away. Adam Gase, that'd be the funniest timeline. Bengals fans are in hell yeah. The one team that didn't fire their coach. One team that didn't change their coach. Have a Zeke feeling Stefanski? I could see that too. Imagine Nolan and Carroll both come out of the graves and are like, nah, you ain't retiring. Yeah, Stefanski's could be an option. Again, they're going to have their pick of anyone. Tomlin heads to TV. I think Tomlin's going to head to TV for a year and then evaluate what he wants to do. Marcus Freeman is staying. Yeah, I think they're going to interview him, but I don't think... isn't firing just very unusual language because usually fire they come with something like mutually agreed. Yeah. He said during our meeting, he informed me he decided to step down. So this was his own accord. Please promote the pizza man. Oh, that'd be so funny. I throw a name out there. Kurt. Yeah, Kurt, head coach of Indiana. Kurt's great, but would he leave Indiana? I don't know. He's killing the portal right now. Zach with the tour. Bengals should fire Taylor to complete the purge. They should fire him just because he's not a good coach. Which give you one Zach on the call for it. They should fire him, but man, so weird is this bizarre world. Jeff Fisher is gone. Record head coaching openings? I'm not sure about that, but it's 9. Yeah, the crusty wine now meme. Yeah. Who's the new quarterback now? Probably go after Malik Willis. You could potentially go trade for Kyler Murray. Yeah. Also take a trade. Yeah. I think Russ Secker replaces Ryan. I would not be surprised by that. I think Kyle Long. Probably not a Giant anymore. I think he's going to go with the Giants, but now they're going to throw his name in the ring. Yeah, Carroll retired. Yeah, everyone retired. Noel retired. Carroll retired. Tomlin retired. Nobody's been fired from the Steelers since Bill Austin in 1968. Texas Tech, get you on the call for it. Appreciate you, man. Guys coming hot so far. Was this offseason already? It's been nutty. Yeah, Charter's firing Greg Roman, which is the right move. Harbaugh, he knows Roman very well. He was the OC in San Fran. He's been the OC pretty much his entire life that he's been a head coach in the NFL. But he had to go. Roman's offense was very, very poor. Tomlin will go the Bill Belichick route, try to become a college football head coach next. No, I think he's walking away from coaching. I think Tomlin is walking away on his own accord. Number 9, baby. Yep. Killer Bees can never beat New England. No, they cannot. Will Tomlin be in the studio? Yes, he would be a studio guy. I could see NFL Today. I could see CBS trying to go after him. I could definitely see CBS being there. But no, Tomlin's a Hall of Famer, not a playoff success. I get that. The 19 seasons is going to be hard to beat. Yeah, Tree is live. Not surprised by that. Tomlin taking a year off. Glenn can't prove himself. Could Tomlin go to the Jets in 27? The Jets would have the draft assets to trade for him. No, there have been a few coaches to get fired in case. There have been a few coaches. Thoughts on asking and arrested? He's done at this point. He's had so many chances. He's not mature enough. He's declining in production anyway. Addison, how do you get kicked out of a casino at 4 in the morning? How do you get kicked out? The Rooney's are insane loyal to their coaches. The winning helped longevity. Again, this is not a firing. He stepped down. Put him next to Cowher. Yep. Again, for everyone just tuning in, needs to see what Howard can do because they're playing games this season. No, not a third-round pick. Or not a third-day pick, I should say. A third-day pick, you don't go into him thinking he's quarterback 1. You never go in thinking he's quarterback 1. What this means the streak of winning season is over? Could be. We will see. He gets back on the door to see this. Yep, it just happened. Just broke 5 minutes ago. Cliff Kingsbury was on a safari when he was fired. Yeah, Farwan Tomlin just swapped spots. Yeah, I think he's stepping down. Again, if he wants to go somewhere this season, or anywhere for that matter, he wants to go anywhere, tell me go to Amazon Thursday Football, potentially. Time Warner for us episode. Let's go. Yeah, Bears win in Super Bowl for 36 hours. Let's go. Steelers fire Jim and clean house finally? I don't think they do. They don't fire guys. The Steelers do not fire guys, and they just had a winning season. They're not going to fire anyone, I don't think. I don't think they're firing people. But this move, again, if he wants to coach somewhere this year, he would have to get traded. So the Steelers would have to get a draft pick in return. He is not coaching this year. Yeah, when's Petula fire? That's the $1 million question. Steelers could win the season is done? Could be. Could be. Rooney family first keep coach as long as possible. Yeah, especially when they're winning games. Steelers getting a comp pick from Baltimore. Well, again, the Steelers, would they trade him to Baltimore is the question. Yeah, true rejoicing? Not surprised. Mega indication with back channel that people are interested in him. But again, they have to trade him. The Steelers still own his rights. He walked away. He didn't get fired. He did not get fired. So the Steelers own his rights. He wouldn't go to the Ravens because they wouldn't trade him. Steelers hire Minner. I could see that. I could definitely see that, right? House fight from here on out. Yeah, you beat the Packers at this point. That's your Super Bowl. Contract expire. He's got 1 more year on the contract. 1 more year, but it doesn't count if you walk away. He has 1 more year. He has 1 more year left on the contract. Right, no, right. 19 straight non-losing seasons. Right. Not winning seasons. Non-losing season. Yeah, Pittsburgh, yeah, they would get compensation. They still own his rights. The Steelers still own his rights. He has time on his contract. He willingly walked away. He retired. You're taking the Steelers to coach position, Miles? Yep. Yeah, that's why TV might make so much sense. Yep. I think he's going to go TV. Yep. Tree and 5-pointer joint broadcast and do dumpster fire right now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Tomlin is the head coach of job next year? No, he walked away. The Steelers wouldn't have fired him. He walked away on his own accord. He's going TV, I think. I could see CBS. They have a vacancy now with Matt Ryan out. They have a vacancy. I can see that. We got John Ritchie with a 20. I appreciate you a ton, man. Which game do you want for college basketball tomorrow night? I appreciate you a ton. Tomlin steps down just 1 win off being the sole winningest coach in Steelers history is wild work. New #1 prospect to coaches. Expect him to also multiple firsts for him. Well, I think he's retiring. I think that's the thing. I think he's retiring. Time to elevate. That would be awesome, Tanner. I appreciate the 20 a lot, man. I appreciate the 20. Maybe next year you could see teams offering firsts. Right? Maybe the Steelers wouldn't fire him. Maybe next year, if the TV route doesn't work. But I think he clearly... Am I of Andy Texas? Oh, good, man. I appreciate you a ton. Thank you so much for the 20. Yeah, have an immense standard to live up to. Absolutely, an immense standard. Who go to TV like his mentor, John Gruden? Yeah, I think so. Sean Payton went to TV as well for a little bit. Yeah, Cowher, Noel Parcells, Calvin, like a Brian Flores, potentially. Again, I could see teams offering a multiple first for him or a first-round pick next year, but he's done. Tomlin's done at this point. Tomlin is retired. He's probably going to go the TV route. He's probably burnt out. Sure, again, 19 seasons as a head coach is a long time. That's a long time to be anywhere. College 27? I do not. No. I think he's retired. Or 25 or 11 as well, yes. Oh, that's with head coach 2.0? That would be so funny. That would break the streak. He would have a losing record. Yeah, my whole life with Tomlin. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. For most people, like, Tomlin's been the head coach since 2007. The new longest tenure coach in the formal question has to be Andy Reid, right? Has to be Andy Reid. Terry Bradshaw says you're not saying Tomlin's a great head coach. I mean, I think his time ran out. I think his time definitely ran out. But 19 straight non-losing seasons, that takes a lot of skill to do. Right, it's not a fire because Steelers value tradition way too much. Don't want to fire a coach. Nope. Might with a tier poll for Fraz and Mir will Howard as quarterback. All right, I will put that up. Do you think someone go to Fox to replace Bradshaw? I don't think so. I think it was CBS to replace Matt Ryan. They're not going to replace Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw will work till he dies at this point. They would have got rid of him 10 years ago. Steelers didn't have to fire him. They could have refused to extend him, which would have been a pretty huge signal. Yeah, but it seemed like based on this, Tomlin walked in and said, I'm done. Yeah, Tomlin walked in and basically said he's done. And Schefter just put out an article, no new information. The only information that was new or nothing that was new, but does confirm that if a team wants Tomlin, they would have to give up draft compensation for him. Yep, 9 head coach positions opening now. Yeah, Sutherland Dilbert, I did see that, yeah. I did see that. Sounds like he was on his own accord. Pittsburgh could not fire him, but also now extend him. Yep, and be a lame duck. Could be that. Could be that. Mike Tomlin needs to move on. Wonder where he would like to go. He's going to go TV route. He's going to go into TV. He's not coaching again. Not this year, at least. Not this year. He is... He's not going to be a coach. Again, he would have stayed. They were not going to fire him. They were not going to get rid of him. There was no way they were getting rid of him. And if they were going to get rid of him, they would have fired him. And then he could be a free agent. The fact is that he is not a free agent. He still is under contract by the Steelers. I mean, oh yeah, me too. Yeah, they're Bradshaw babysitters at this point. Yes, they are. Which team think would fire their coach and go after Tomlin or Harbaugh? Well, again, you can't go after Tomlin. Tomlin's retired. Tomlin, you have to give a draft pick. And again, I don't think Tomlin wants to coach. There's no reason for he wouldn't be coaching. How surprised is this? I'm pretty surprised. But Harbaugh, they would have fired their coach already. Mike Tomlin going Hall of Fame. It's pretty split right now. Yeah, Michael Carrick for his menu coach. Why not? Rumor earlier this year, the longtime coach wanted a change of scenery and discuss it with those close to him. Could be Tomlin, yeah. It seemed like it could be that. Up there with Pat's firing Bill's biggest coaching news of the decade, yes. And Harbaugh. Why were the two? Greg Roman fired by the Chargers as well, and that's the right move. That's 100% the right move. You stay way too long at Arsenal. Yeah, that's the right move. The offense was very stagnant. The offensive line play was atrocious. Absolutely the right move. 100% the right move to get rid of Greg Roman. They're going to have a new coaching staff in LA next year because Roman's gone and you figure Minner's going to get head coaching job somewhere. Yeah, if you stuck around, we'll see him get win number 200. Me too. I think from Twitter, don't like picking up Arenado. I mean, we don't pick up the money, which is good. Replace Hurst with Tomlin, I would have no problem with that. Tomlin's 200 wins if you combine regular season and playoffs. Regular season just 193? Yeah, 193. Tomlin Hall of Famer, no season less than 500, at least once a row win with 2 appearances. Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, Arenado, I'm just confused. I think it's one of those things where he's on the decline. We didn't give up anything, and we also didn't pick up any money. The Cardinals are eating all the money for the most part. They're eating 80% of the contract. So I'm just confused by it. Slept tonight? Yes, I did. Yep, that's why I didn't get a video out. Buy or sell Diamondbacks or rejuvenate Arenado fiction. I think he's watched at this point, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they don't promote Smith. I don't think they will. I think they're going to go with, I could see Brian Flores. I could see Jesse Minner. I could see that. Just got Hall of Fame, a very good coach, Dan Reeves. Yeah, but Reeves never won the big game. If he excuse me, please have that Scott will be playing fullback like the old days in the backyard. Oh, let's go. That would work. Yeah, Tomlin, Ty, Chuck Noll, the all-time coaching wins. Yep. Who's fits for again? I think Flores. I think Jesse Minner would be one of those two. I think Flores or Minner is my guess. Yeah, the Panthers picked up Bryce Young's option. No surprises there after the season he had. You want to see if he's a long-term guy. No reason not to pick up the fifth-year option. Every first overall quarterback has had the fifth-year option picked up since rookie wade's going to become a thing. So no surprises there. Yeah, I think it's going to be Brian Flores. If I had to guess, I'm going to say Brian Flores is going to be the coach. Could be wrong, but I'm going to go Brian Flores. And Rodgers probably upset. Well, Rodgers, I think, is retiring. Will Howard could legit start some games next season? Depends whether they get a quarterback. Depends on the quarterback situation. You don't go into the season thinking Howard's the guy. Yeah, Kyle McVay are now tied for the second longest tenure coaches in the NFL. Yes, they are. Steelers' best case head coach candidate? I mean, I think most realistic probably Flores. Most realistic is probably Flores. Be die left and get Carroll. They're not going to get Carroll. Carroll's never coaching again. Yeah, Reed's been the only one getting since Obama. Yep, he has been. No, McVay was there in 2017. McVay and Shanahan were there in 2017. But, so depending on how you look at it, because they were hired January 2017, so he was still in office. On a scale of 1 to 10, how shocking is this? I would say 8. Hope after the game, let's say no one interviews Arthur Smith. No, that'd be a mistake. That'd be a big-time mistake. Arthur Smith, he was not a good coach in Atlanta, bad at clock management and everything. Oh, I didn't know that about David Gissy. I did not see that. New York Jets live in Aaron Rodgers said rent-free, enjoy the retirement home. Rodgers, thank you, Texans. Yeah, Rodgers yesterday, that comment he made about he played for 2 good franchises. Yeah, like, come on. Heavily to Miami, Flores, Pittsburgh, Quebec to Baltimore, Minter to Atlanta. Yeah, wouldn't shock me. So apparently, according to sources, okay, we have some information. Now, 9-8 curse over now? I don't know. We have some more information from Andrew Marchand, a very trustworthy reporter. Apparently, every TV company wants him. So breaking news, every TV company wants him. Hardcore Pocket with a 10er. I appreciate you a ton. Which game do you want to get you in the call for? Still processing this, but I'm happy that Tom left on his own terms. Me too. It was time. It was time to move on. I think it's the right move for both parties. Having Tom left on his own terms, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Surefire Hall of Famer. I'm not sure about Surefire Hall of Famer, but I would give him a vote. 19 straight non-losing seasons, never going to be replicated again. Let me ask you with the CV job. I think he will. How's it going, KC? Yeah, every TV network wants him. Sick of Herb Street, me too. Think Rex Ryan is out retirement? No, I do not. I would not think he's out retirement. I think Rex Ryan is not hireable at this point. After what he did in Buffalo, no. Lemon Priest Carissa? I would not have any problem with that. We're just open the wallet for the next head coach, as I said before, the ceremony Super Bowl or bust. Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. Text my mom with the ESPN box score last night's game with the caption time to retire. I think he's going to retire. Be gone out by a team, they trade for him. Yes, but it takes two to tango. I think CBS gets him. They have a vacancy. Fox has no vacancy. They would really replace Jimmy Johnson with Rob Gronkowski. I think CBS gets him. Every TV network wants him. A lot of money, no stress. Exactly. Yep, a lot of money, no stress. You get a talk ball. Even QVC, yes. ESPN gets it next year. So Super Bowl 61 is ESPN and ABC. Right. So, like, you could trade for Tomlin, but he has to indicate that he wants to coach. It'd be a waste of a pick if you trade for a guy that might stay retired. Tomlin's had one of the straightest coaching careers ever. It's up there. It's up there. The lawsuit, the Steelers were one of brought Flores in, who's initially blackballed. Yep. Yeah, I think Flores will go to the Steelers. That's my guess. Aaron Rodgers gone? Yes, I think so. Kyle Shanahan already most sports season wins than Tomlin. He's been head coach 10 years longer. Yep. Yes, he has. Yeah. Tomlin has not won a playoff game since the Obama administration. It's been a while. We haven't made playoff appearances since Shanny McVay's. They've combined several appearances of Rams make it this year. That is true. Yep. The NFC West is insane. Giants could have a 5 pick of Steelers throwing Tomlin 18th, the first and a second. No, again, Tomlin, it would make no sense because you have to know that Tomlin's going to want to coach. Tomlin's not coaching. He walked away. Mike Tomlin better than Tony Romo in the commentary? Easily. CBS gets him 2 Steelers coaches working for him. Oh, yeah. No team has won a touch Rex Ryan interview since the Bills firing. Yep, exactly. Yeah, he revamped that Bills defense that did not need to be revamped, and it was a bad one. My money's on Minner. I'm going to go Flores, but Minner is probably in the top 3. I think Jesse Minner is the top 3 candidate for him. Makes too much sense. Makes way too much sense to get Jesse Minner. But again, every TV company wants Tomlin, which I completely get. I completely get every TV company wanting Mike Tomlin. Throw their hand into the ring. I completely get it. So again, if you're just tuning in, Mike Tomlin resigning. He has not been fired. He is still under contract by the Steelers. So if he wants to coach again, you would have to trade a draft pick to Pittsburgh to get him. But for just the 4th time since 1969, a new coach. What about Rivera? No, he's done. Ron Rivera is not a good coach. That stint in Washington was a train wreck. Best and worst commentator that was a head coach. Best is John Madden. I mean, that's obvious. The worst, probably Bill Walsh. Walsh was pretty bad. Arians sucked as well. Arians was not good. Schefter and McAfee knew beforehand? Maybe. I don't know. What would it take for the Steelers to fire a coach? Back-to-back losing seasons. Yeah, ABC is speaking of Super Bowl. Yep, they're putting that 8 buck money to good use. The Steelers make Terrell also the head coach. Oh, man. Where's it going to be Seifert? Oh, that was bad, yeah. But he wasn't really a commentator. I was seeing like announcer. Seifert never did color commentary. He was just in a desk role. But if we're talking that, then Seifert, yes. Harbaugh jumps to the dark side, coach of the Steelers. I think he's going with the Giants. I think the Giants are a better job at this point. The Giants have the quarterback. The Giants have the weapons. Right, Seifert, again, it would be, if we're talking like anyone, yes. But he never did announcing. Rivera, it would be a bad move. If I'm surprised by this, but it only happened a year earlier than I expected, yeah. Yeah, Madden was coach. Yep, Madden was coach. Hall of Fame coach, yeah. Can anyone believe Zach Taylor's last one staying in the North? Absolutely nuts. The one guy that should have been fired. Hope the Steelers can accept the rebuild? Yep, I think now it's time to blow it up. John Gruden, he sucked during second stay in Oakland. He was okay during second stay in Oakland. It wasn't the worst. It was not the worst, but he's not getting a job again. Not after the emails. Any other streams today? Yes, we're going to be live for the Marquette St. John's game and Iowa State, Kansas. So 6:30 and 9 o'clock Eastern time. We're live for some college basketball games. But just want a 1-year break? Yeah, it might be a 1-year break. Could be a Les Steckel situation. Could be then you trade for him in 2027. But it was time. Fully expect Tomlin to join CBS? Yep. I expect CBS to replace Matt Ryan. I expect that 100%. Giants have the weapons with terrible ownership. People underrate how important that underlying structure is. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong on that one. But I feel like Mara loves Harbaugh. And he might get a longer leash. Titanium with a 5. Appreciate you. Tell me which game do you want to get you on the call for? I think Rodgers is gone. Yes, I think he retires. I just woke up. The Steelers tank or ascend next year. Depends on what they do at quarterback. If they don't get the right quarterback, I think they tank. Otherwise, I think their defense is up there in age. ABC, yeah, long time ago. Last time they did was Super Bowl 40, but they broadcast it a while ago. Yes, somebody wants John Gruden for coach of the Steelers. Wouldn't hate it. Would not hate it. Vince Thomas is going to coach the Steelers till the end of time. Me too. You might see a 2019 Dolphins level fire sale in Pittsburgh. I mean, their defense getting up there in age. They are, they don't have a lot of weapons, don't have a quarterback. They should be tanking, but they won't. Yeah, I think they're going to be stuck in mediocrity, potentially. Streaming service gets the rights to a broadcast, not anytime soon. I doubt it. Too many issues with that, especially in places that don't have strong internet. Yeah, exactly, Detroit. Yep. He resigned. So again, he not fired yet. Jordan Addison rested again. Yep. He's running out of chances. Throw on Longhorns. Get you on the Longhorns. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you a ton, Titania, as always. Appreciate you a ton. Talking about his head coach, Philip Rivers. Now as a head coach. Offensive coordinator, absolutely. But head coach, no. No experience coaching outside of high school. It's a lot different coaching high school kids, where the morals and what you're trying to do is different than the NFL. I'm not sure it will work out there. Who the right quarterback? Kyler Murray, if you trade for him. Malik Willis in free agency, I could see. You trade teacher Watt? Yeah, I think it's time. Surprised at Tomlin's move? More mutual parting rather than Tomlin stepping down. I'm surprised with the move. He stepped down. They're not firing coaches. They don't fire guys. The statement made it very clear that he retired on his own accord. The statement made it very clear that Mike Tomlin walked into the office and said, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Addison season-long suspension, fiction, but I think he's going to get 8 games. How is Zach Taylor the one coach left? Because the Bengals are dirt cheap. Yeah, see Jeff Saturday, exactly. Now, I think offensive coordinator, I wouldn't hate that for Philip Rivers. See, let's go for Minner. They're going to put an offer. I mean, Minner's been talked about by all 8 teams with vacancies. Banners for the Lions, to McDaniel's and other teams to go to. Yep, that is true. Yep, I think McDaniel at this point, they could potentially look at him for Pittsburgh. Got to rejuvenate that offense somehow. I completely get it. Should trade Teacher this past offseason when the money was asking for it? Yeah, he's on the decline. Think campaign record all day? Yeah, he's going to be, his 16th, 17th year at this point? I could see him hanging it up at this point as well. With a new coach, no one have to deal with that. I get it. Ryerson, 4-1 playoff record winning the Super Bowl, and then his playoff record to him being 11-11. Yeah, a lot of that wasn't his fault. I mean, obviously the Brandon Bostic onside kick, the complete defensive collapse by Green Bay over the years, but this one was on him. Vacaville and Greg Roman. Yeah, it was the right move. Winningest coach in Steelers history, tied with Chuck Noll for winningest. Mirror would be great for both Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Yes, it would be. It'd be a good move. Yeah, Danny Smith might be a good pick. I think he finds a way to get the team motivated. Yeah, they're going to have some options. But the problem is that, obviously, the Steelers are a very weird job. It's a very weird job because on one hand, you have unlimited job security. You know the Steelers don't fire coaches. They give you a long leash. Pittsburgh does not fire coaches at all. On the other hand, you have no quarterback, an aging defense, a team that should be rebuilding. So it is an interesting spot with Pittsburgh because you don't have the talent to win now. I don't think you do, at least. But you have the ownership. Flores, Pittsburgh, I think that's going to be the guy. I think it will be Brian Flores as well. I think it will be Brian Flores. He lost Trey Target AD? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I love that he played the Bulls 3 times in 4 days after the whole weather issue, the condensation issue. Really not looking forward to playing the Packers in the playoffs, but now we beat them, so it's great from here on out. Yep, you beat your rival like that. Just, at this point, whatever happens is house money. It's an A+ season for the Bears. McDaniel being OC again? I mean, he's getting looked at for head coach. I could see Tennessee. I could definitely see Tennessee being a good job there. Who gets Kyler Murray? I think it's going to be Pittsburgh. Defense are really aging, like 2 to 3 older guys who skew the numbers. That's fair. That's fair on that. The impact players, I should say. The impact players are aging. Can't see Tomlin going to Fox. As Brad shows there, doesn't think Tomlin was a great coach. Yeah, I think CBS. They have a vacancy now with Matt Ryan out. I could see CBS. Fox, you have too many cooks in the kitchen with Fox because you have Rob Gronkowski on there. Nick Saban interview for the job? No, he's done coaching. Saban is more than fine at this point. Just staying retired. Also, Saban's last in the NFL probably deters people from getting him again. When Harbaugh hired, yes, I'll do a stream for that. Byers Steelers Clippers. At this point, I think Byers 10-2 in the last 12. I think at this point, should he have a legit chance to be a number 1 job in Cleveland? No. No. I mean, he'll get an opportunity to compete for it, but I don't think he's going to win the job. Steelers ex-quarterback, Kyler Murray, or you get Malik Willis in free agency. He's actually done. Yep, he retired. Mike Tomlin retired. Again, this is no more Tomlin. Yep, it's a fever dream. Again, if you're just tuning in, he did not get fired. I would do it. Where does he get Flores off the board? Stefanski potentially. Again, this was on his own accord. Tomlin was not fired. And this is the statement. He walked away on his own accord. Wait, Simmons also in his 70s, yeah. That would be a mistake. Salah? I could see Salah. I think Salah makes a ton of sense, actually, for Pittsburgh. Right, Ben Johnson not going anywhere, yes, so you can take Harbaugh, but there's no reason to. Nick Sibley said to walk away while still at the top, while Belichick and Tomlin stayed till the bitter end. Well, Tomlin walked away on top. To some extent, yeah. Retire was the only coach with no season below 500. Yep. Get pushed out? No, he did not get pushed out. He walked in and said, I'm done. The Steelers still own his rights. Otherwise, if he wanted to, if he got pushed out, they would have mutually parted ways and he'd be a free agent. Could they get Brissett? He's under contract for another year. A+ team for the Pats, even lose Sunday? Yes, absolutely. Cap situation can say Pat, yeah, I don't think they're going to sell at this point. Right, he didn't get pushed out. Jets have Tomlin plans and spend a year with Glenn as a lame duck. Again, it depends if he wants to coach again. How old is Tomlin? 53. Pretty young, all things considered, for a head coach. Tomlin coaching in the NFL will be trade. What happens if he goes college to coach? Unlikely with that one. Well, then that'd be different. You would still own his rights, but you could do that. You're allowed to do that. But again, he stepped out. I think they're going to go after Kyler. Me too. I think so. Interview Ron Rivera and Cam Cameron in 2007. Rivera's the only candidate you'd say maybe the Steelers could have hired over Tomlin in 07. Yep, Cameron was a disaster with the Dolphins. Mike Vrabel should sign lifetime deal with New England. I mean, it's going to trend that way at this point. Jets have no chance that Tomlin wants to give him $50 million a year. Again, you have to trade for him. And he's going to take a year off. Tomlin will be perfect with the Giants. Again, I don't disagree, but Tomlin's taking a year off. Tomlin, at the very least, is taking a year off. If the Steelers wanted to move on, they would owe him the right to just let go of him. Just let go of Tomlin and have him be a free agent and just say it was time to move on. But this was not that. This was 100% not that. This was Tomlin walking away on his own accord and retiring. So the Steelers still own his rights. He's not coaching in 2026. If he does, a team would have to owe a draft pick. And it wouldn't be stated like this. It would not be stated like this in the slightest bit. If Tomlin was coaching this year, they would have parted ways. Yeah, what a year it's been for 26, but having 2 weeks in. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, longest tenure coach in the 4 major sports. Crazy to think about. For most people, their entire lives with Mike Tomlin as their head coach. For most people, like, I really, all I've known for the Steelers is Mike Tomlin as a coach. I was at the tail end of Cowher. What about Kelly? Chip Kelly? No chance. No chance. How about the Steelers and Tomlin the Ravens? Just wife swap. Coach swap on that one. Via Brody. Your first one didn't go through, BW Fuck, so I don't know what that was. First one didn't go through, but yeah, what did Brody have to say? Think Tom was in before then? The rumor about a long-time coach who wanted to leave was like back in November. Potentially. The fact that TJ's no playoff wins? Nutty. Absolutely nutty. Watch the Browns start better coaching the Steelers. Browns is an interesting spot because you don't have the quarterback, but the GM, Andrew Brady, made some good picks this year. Yeah, they brought Rivera and Cameron for interviews, yep. This is the first one I go through Brody Fox, so I don't know what Brody said. Screw YouTube 3 straight before I watch the stream. Yeah, I don't control the ads. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, Chip Kelly's not getting a head coaching job in the NFL again. He had 2 chances, flamed out. He flamed out. Kelly, no way. No chance. What was the alarm for? I set alarm for wake up. I set alarm to wake up, and then I got the notification that Tomlin got fired. Or not fired, that they parted ways, and he resigned, and I was up. So that's what the alarm was for. I was going to get up at this hour. I was going to get up at this time, but obviously I'm up now. So there's also Bills led to the fire chant. Yeah, it was time. Matt Work being an adult, just saw the notification. I'm a bit shocked. Yep, he retired. So Tomlin has retired. It's not a firing. He is retired from the game. Yeah, Chip Kelly burned way too many bridges in the NFL. No, not Chip Kelly. It'd be pretty funny, but it's not going to happen. Chip Kelly will never get a head coaching job in the NFL ever again. There's no chance on that. No chance in the slightest bit. If I won that poll, do you think Tomlin's a Hall of Famer? Time, I think in the 50s were 2 teams trade managers. I don't recall. But I'll have to double check on that one. Sure, Walkoff knows on that one. Sure, Walkoff knows. Yeah, but again, I don't control the ads on this. But again, this is a statement. They did not fire him. He is still under contract with the Steelers. If he wants to coach again, he would be under contract with the Steelers, and you have to trade compensation for him. Or try to be a Big Ten title. It's going to be tough, obviously, with Indiana and whatnot. Remember, 7 street for not going by 2 up by 12. I think this will take priority with Tomlin, but I mean, it's one of those where I probably would have done a video on it, but it didn't matter in the end. Thoughts on Tomlin Hall of Famer? I think he is. Now, I think Tomlin, obviously, I think Holmgren should be in. I think Shanahan should be in. Coughlin should be in. Yes, some kind of magic stuff. They might have. I don't remember on that one. But I think Tomlin, 19 straight non-losing seasons will never be replicated again. I mean, that's an insane streak. I don't think... I would put him in the Hall of Fame. You win a Super Bowl, make it to 2, 19 straight non-losing seasons, I put him in the Hall of Fame. I would absolutely put him in the Hall of Fame. Harbaugh could work, but I want my Giants to take him. Yeah. If it's crazy how much shown ads or response to my comment, it's crazy. People looking at the wrong way when looking at big names to replace Tomlin. Yeah, Noel, Cowher, Tomlin were all diamonds in the rough. Yep, they were. They were. I think Brian Flores wouldn't be a big name necessarily. I think Brian Flores makes a lot of sense. He's well respected in the Steelers organization. I could see Brian Flores, similar mold to Mike Tomlin in terms of how he coaches. Freshman high school when Tomlin started in Pittsburgh, as he leaves, I'm 33 going on 34. Yep, for me, when he started, was 2007. So I was in I was in 4th grade. When Tomlin got announced as coach in January of 2007, I was in 4th grade. And now I am 28? Yeah, 28 years old at this point. Shroom with the tour. Appreciate you a ton on that one. Which game do you want to get you on the call for? My call, Vance Joseph to the Steelers, Flores to the Ravens. I would not be surprised on that as well. I would not be surprised by that. Vance Joseph, now there's 9 vacancies. I think Joseph, the odds he gets a job are pretty high at this point. But I think Joseph, with the Cardinals. Cardinals, I think, would be the team he goes to. If he gets it. Right, you were 6. Yep, you were in 6th grade. Most teams winning season due to Big Ben around. Yeah, but Big Ben wasn't there the last, 4 years. Was not Joseph did a bad job as Broncos head coach? Well, his defense has been so good. Again, I think Joseph could be going to the Cardinals. Shanahan's a Hall of Fame coach of Tomlin is? No, that's not true. Shanahan hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. He hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. Al Michaels gets to retire. Yep, the vegetables are... Someone say you don't have vegetables? If I'm a Steelers coach, I'm going Flores. Tell Pittsburgh at Trey he knows the team and cares. They got to unblock him first. I'm going Brian Flores as my pick for Steelers coach. Someone said that the Lions won a playoff game to fire Dan Campbell and hire Tomlin after he takes a year off. Yeah, that would be insane. You have the most aggressive coach and the most conservative. I'm sure that would work very well. I'm sure Brad Holmes would do very well with that. What's even 2 when Tomlin became the Steelers coach, and now I'm a 20-year-old college sophomore. Nuts. Longest tenure coach since Tomlin resigned, Andy Reid. Andy Reid with the Chiefs in January 2013 got hired. He's the longest tenured. Yeah, Zach Taylor, longest tenured coach, even though he's so bad. He was the one that probably needs to go the most, and he's still there. Who won divisional games? I got the Seahawks, I got the Rams, I got the Texans, and I got the Bills. You were a high school senior when Cowher stepped down and Tomlin was hired. Oh, man. If the Steelers hired Jason Garrett, I'll give it up for the clapper. I would laugh so hard. No one's going to hire Garrett. No, Tomlin has one. Tomlin won a Super Bowl. He won one. He won Super Bowl 43. He made 2. He won 1, made 2. Tomlin won Super Bowl 43 against the Cardinals in his 2nd season. By playoff wins, does he have a Big Ben? None, but that's been knocking him for a while. But again, how many playoff wins does Belichick have without Tom Brady? He's only got 1. Think he will pivot to the buyout mark with AD Hurt? I think so too. I think that play-in series against the Bulls is going to be big. And then we'll figure it out by the All-Star break. Became a Steelers fan in the backfield was Cordell and Bus. Oh yeah, back in the 2000s. Exactly, Steelers fan. Yep, great minds think alike. Some say Tomlin won with Cowher's team. Yeah, but Super Bowl 45, they made it with... That wasn't Cowher's team at that point. Tomlin's Hall of Famer, better resume than Cowher. I'm with you on that. If Cowher's a Hall of Famer, I think Tomlin's a Hall of Famer. 19 seasons without a losing record in a row, that will never be topped again. Never going to happen again. In today's day and age with free agency and a salary cap, never going to happen again. Right, cold weather could be an issue for Stafford. Yeah, against the Bears. But I don't know if I trust the Bears necessarily. OT for this stream? No, I have somewhere to be in an hour. So, no OT for this stream. We'll do OT later tonight after the Iowa State game. Aaron Rodgers live for Arthur Smith to be promoted head coach. Well, Rodgers is not going to come back. Rodgers is retiring, I think. Based on everything he said, based on his press conference, based on the reports, I think Rodgers is walking away. My finger could be hindered with that, yep. Tanks even special? Yes, they're incredible. What's crazy about them is that they get home with 4. They don't even blitz. They get home with 4, drop everyone back in coverage, and then at that point, it's like, okay, you beat us. It's insane. It's nothing special. Like, the thing with the Texans defense that's so frustrating is that it's not great schemes. It's not like they're setting blitzes and stunts and all that. Work on today? Yes. All good, Joe. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Steelers don't need to blow it up. At this point, yeah, I think you do. So, what's weird about the Texans that, I mean, it's not, I don't want to disrespect Burke. I could coach that team in terms of defensive coordinator. They're so talented where it's like, okay, just send 4. Just play the same defense, have 4, don't blitz, just have 4, play a regular base front, no combo packages, no blitzes, we just send 4, and it's going to work. It's insane. It's insane. Like, the Texans defense is so good. So I didn't want to play them in the playoffs. It's exactly why I want to play the Chargers the most, but I want to play Buffalo over Houston. It wasn't a knock on the Bills because they have Josh Allen. It was more the Texans defense is just that good. Rodgers should retire. Decent final season. Watches the Jets sit out of everyone's mouth. Yep. I would. I'd retire. I'd retire if I was Rodgers. At least Stafford Adams are our team that doesn't take me off. Yeah, Burke's a good coach. I'm not denying that. Burke's a good coach, but it's also one of those things where they could just play base front and be totally fine. Think Tom was forced to leave because of playoff fluff? No, he was not. He was not. The statement made it very clear that he walked into the office and said, "I'm done." He made it very clear. If he was gonna go, if he was forced to leave, they would have parted ways and he would coach somewhere else. If he was forced to leave, then Tomlin would have wanted to be fired or part ways so that he could coach somewhere else. Brent's very to Tomlin. No, again, he's not going to be left at Eagles sleep Patula. I would, yes. I would absolutely. And I want the Rams, I don't blame you. After the last 2 games, I don't blame you. Jay Bill's traveling broadcasting if fans storm the coach? Yes, they will. Yes, he will. You like Eagles in Super Bowl call based team, it works? Yeah, Fangio's good. Yeah. Tom left because he wanted to leave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Browns are not getting Tomlin. Browns are not getting Tomlin. See what's interviewing Burke? Yeah, get him out of our division, please. Get him out of our division. And the Browns are not going to get Tomlin. He left on his own accord. And again, you have to trade him. So he's still under contract with the Steelers. So if he wants to coach again, you would have to trade him. And the Steelers would never trade him within the division. They would never trade Mike Tomlin to the Browns or the Ravens. They would never trade him within the division. Mike Tomlin could become a game analyst in studio. Potentially. He could. I don't know where, but there is a chance he could. I don't know what vacancies are opening up. I think unless you go 3-man booth with Catalan, McCourty, and have Tomlin in there, but I think it'd be better in studio. Why I think he left? I think it was just burnt out. I think it was just time after 19 seasons. That's a long time to be at some job. That's a long time to have that much pressure. 19 seasons as a head coach in one spot. Sometimes it's just time for a change. Sometimes you've been coaching your whole life and you're like, you miss out on life, and it's like, it's just time for a change. You just get burnt out. It's either Nick or AJ leaving Philly. Sirianni's not leaving Philly, but I think AJ Brown will. I think AJ Brown is gone. I think he's going to New England next year. Yeah, GG's. That was a good game. That was a really good game. Just someone had to lose that one. Someone had to lose. All in all, Seattle Super Bowl now? That'd be a fun one. With that defense, yeah. Steelers interviewing Burke. Yeah, I think he'll get a look. He should get a look at least. That was his audition. That last game was Burke's audition. A dearth of head coaches at game analysts these days, I'm not sure why. I think because they know how to talk about the game so well in press conferences and with their players that it makes sense that they break down the game as game analysts. Tom's replaced Romo? No, but I wish. I wish Romo was gone. I wish they got rid of Romo and Nance. Nobody's under 35 on the age of Steelers is a factor. That's not true. Metcalf's a factor. Texas Super Bowl, I would be upset. I would not be happy. Who wants to work for the Browns? That's another good point with Haslam as their owner. Texas defense, Mainland, Burke or Ryans? That's the other thing. I think it's a bit of both. I got to think Casero on that one too, because again, they're not doing anything special. They're just sending 4 and they're getting home every time. Maybe by the time left the way it did because clean break means Baltimore and Cleveland couldn't have him, they couldn't stop it. Yeah, maybe. But I think if he wanted to coach, he would make it very clear that he wanted to coach. Texans Seahawks Super Bowl over under 35. Thomas should join Tree. Bills winning the Super Bowl would fix the timeline. Yes, it would. Seriously, Adrian Brett said ooh out loud, involuntary response. Like a Tomlin color commentary? Yeah, or in the studio. I mean, Tomlin's going to get his choice of anything. Tomlin will get his choice anywhere. I would not mind him on color commentary at all. Why not? I would always say start in the studio, because the studio you get to control your thoughts. It's not like you got to control your thoughts, and then after 1 year you go into commentary. I think that's the model. I would never hire a guy immediately to do color commentary. I would have him do 1 year in the studio where he could collect his thoughts, see what he is on camera, develop that pocket presence, or develop that personality presence, develop his personality, and you got to plan your thoughts. Color commentary, you don't really get to plan your thoughts a lot. So I would have him do 1 year in studio and then move to color commentary if he does well. You're named Tomlin? Yep. Aren't any former head coaches that game analysts the way they were in past eras? Right, not right. Right, not really anymore, yeah. Yeah, not anymore. Seahawks, Texas, we scored 2-0. Yes, it would be. With Pat Swamp Brown, I mean, they got a lot of cap space. They might need some help at receiver. Wait, Herbie's really good as well, too. Romo wasn't gone. Who replaced Tomlin if he went to color? That's the thing. On CBS, unless they go 3-man booth. Unless you go 3-man booth, you wouldn't replace that. You wouldn't replace somebody. Brady's got a lot better color commentary. He's been great. Brady, I'm enjoying listening to Brady a lot. I've enjoyed listening to Brady. He has done so well. I love his excitement. I love his energy. I love how he breaks down the game. The thing with the weather was great. Jeff with a tenor. Which game do you want? Texas. Get you on the call for it. I personally might trade within the division. Just ask the moon for him to the point where they would say no. Like I would trade him to the Bengals for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. That would be insane. Eagle Watt Tomlin. No, you don't mess up a good formula. Eagle Watt have good chemistry. You don't break up a winning formula. You don't do that. You can almost say about to get away. Yep. Yeah, the McAfee about Fairbairn. I love that. Yeah. I don't know if Ramsey blocked that kick, though. I don't know. Texas, he feels like the Baltimore Ravens. Horrible offense, all-time great defense. Although the offense is competent. That offense is not Ravens bad. That offense went 2 months without a touchdown. The Texans have a good offense. Woody Marks is a solid running back. Stroud, when he plays well, is good. Nico Collins, if he's healthy, is a really good wideout. Christian Kirk, I like him in the slot if he can stay healthy. Your best quarterback matchup is Allen Stafford. I think we agree on that. What's the worst? Darnold against Stroud would be the worst. Or Darnold Knicks. Texans winning another playoff game because the mascot disrespected the terrible towel. Now that defense is too good. Thoughts on Kafka interview for Lions OC? I think it'd be a mistake. But they got to hire an OC, obviously, if McDaniel is not the guy. Tomlin, Spiro, Adam. You're not going to put Tomlin on the 5. That'd be a waste of resources. You'd rather have him in the studio. Gets more eyeballs in the studio versus the number 5 pairing. Can't improve with slow, could it? Yep. Defense continuing to Super Bowl alone. Yeah, Nico getting hurt and Stroud falling is an issue. You got to play better. Yeah, concussion. At least he plays Sundays, so he might be able to bounce back in time. Move Romo to the studio and then find another lead analyst. Yeah, for me personally, Romo to the studio. Promote Eagle Watt. Put Nance as the 2 and put him with Tomlin. I do that. Nance Tomlin is the 2. Put Romo in the studio. Eagle Watt becomes your new 1. Yeah, I'm happy the defense at least looked good since they're losing anyway. Yeah. It's funny. A 1-point game, I never thought they had a chance. 7-6, I thought they never had a chance. So the 3rd best net yards for attempt this weekend. Well, the big plays they had, the passes they had were down the field. Tomlin, Harlan, Green, that could happen. Dumbest video coming potentially on Tomlin, yeah. Might do one on Tomlin from something you did in the past. We'll do that probably tomorrow. Get that out tomorrow. And I now agree with the punt on 4th and 1 against the Browns. I now agree with that, down by 14. Not sure that's a dumb decision, but I did not agree with it. Stroud, Darnold, this year's Super Bowl, we feel like Dilfer Collins Super Bowl 35. To some extent, yeah. To some extent. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, Mike Tomlin resigned. He stepped down. He was not fired. He stepped down as the coach of the Steelers after 19 seasons. Probably going to be going into media. But Syria Week 17 on decision. At some point this offseason we'll do it. Just didn't have time to get to it. Jim firing Greg Will. Will he become the OC wherever John ends up? No, I don't think so. I think Monken. Part of the reason why Harbaugh got fired was because he didn't want to break up the staff. So I think Monken would be the OC with Harbaugh. But, Vlog with the Fire, appreciate you a ton on that one. Which game do you... Oh, Utah Texas Tech, I got you on the call for it. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I think Monken's going to go wherever Harbaugh goes. Ravens Steelers match week 2 where Tomlin and Harbaugh called the game from the broadcast with a Goldberg's play-by-play, Sergio Dip on the sideline, having the time of his life. There you go. There you go. Stroud and Darnold better than Dilfer and Collins. Kerry Collins was good. Yeah, they're both better than Dilfer. I mean, that's obvious. Collins was good. Now Tomlin leaves the Steelers get a DC who understands the middle of the field has to be covered. The defense needs to get off the field on 3rd down. Yeah, that 3rd down, what were they, 8 for 13? That was bad. That was really bad. Kafka, scheme involves a mobile quarterback. Goff wouldn't be a fit for the scheme. Nope. Kafka interviewing the Bucks. I'm not crazy about Kafka as OC. See what GM did do with Tomlin any favors, getting him over the whole quarterbacks. Yeah, but Tomlin definitely had a say in that. You're not going against the coach who's back ending a quarterback. You're not doing that. If I had to rank them, I go Collins, Darnold, Stroud, Dilfer. With Dilfer being the clear-cut bottom of the barrel. Don't think they're most dance. I'm not sure they're allowed to. There's probably something in his contract because you have to probably have to fire him. And they're not going to fire him because of golf. But Nance is taking a step back. Put Watt to 1 promote and put Tomlin with Eagle. I wouldn't hate that, but I like the chemistry that Eagle and Watt have. Jags, you see the Giants coach, please don't. Please don't get Campanelli from us. Don't take Campanelli. Udinski's getting looks, but no one's interviewing, Oh, Dr. Did join. Okay, hang on. Am I on subs only? Let me take off subs only. Thoughts, Dr. D? I know this is going to be an interesting time for you. It's got to be an interesting time. Let me take off the subs only mode. It's got to be an interesting time. Yeah, pretty much your whole life. Let me take off subs only. Again, voting that poll is Tomlin Hall of Famer. How's it going, everyone? But yeah, if you're just tuning in, Tomlin resigned on his own accord. I think Brian Flores. I think it's going to be Brian Flores. That's my guess. Brian Flores. Stroud and Purple, the O-line doesn't know favors? Nope, it does not. Mills will die back there? I mean, Mills Mills hasn't died back there. He's looked competent. Where the fire coaches go? Harbaugh goes to the Giants. McDaniel, I think, Titans. Stefanski. Stefanski, Titans. If McDaniel doesn't go Titans. Stefanski, maybe the Falcons. Tom Grossi's video is going to be an all-timer. Yes, it will be. Serious QB situation more Colbert than Khan since Colbert was the one who got picked. Yes. Yeah, the one time they tried to get their first-round pick. Yeah. Fortunately, the We Do Not Care guy will no longer be a head coach. Nope. Bills win. Josh Allen hosts SNL? Yes, absolutely. Or Haley Steinfeld. Lester's not childhood is gone, but very excited we have a change. Yep, about time. It was time. It was time for a move. Fire Football Coach Association. Well, this is Resign Coaches Football Association. So as a coach be someone who they kept for too long? I mean, that'd be a good thing. I would think that'd be a good thing because it means you win games. Stefanski to the Cards? I think Joseph to the Cards, but I could see Stefanski to the Cards. Yeah, Flores, Burke, Campanelli. Campanelli would be a good coach. Campanelli, I love the guy. I don't want anyone taking him, but I love the guy. Campanelli would be a heck of a head coach. Like that is a surefire. Serious National deserves better? Yeah. Compares on the way up, but they still haven't run the draft this year. Yeah, I wonder if any other changes are coming, but I would not. The Cards have a rebuild. Yep, Arnold, but they're taking on the money. They're taking on like 80% of the contract. They got nothing. Just bizarre. Bizarre on that one. Chris video out. Wow, he was quick. 1-year-old time I got hired. Yeah, I was in feels good about today. Oh man, I was in 4th grade. 4th grade. It's been a while. Wayne Bartley, you're the new Jags CC. Don't put that evil on me. Congrats, quick on the draw. Yep. It's not in-house hire and Soft and Sky. I think they go Flores. My guess is Brian Flores. Right? Not all the defense guys who can motivate our great head coaches like Gus Bradley. Yeah, I like Campanelli. Yeah. I really like Campanelli. Yeah, adults who weren't cognizant in 07. It's insane. It's insane to think about. Like, for people, it's been their whole life. Or not been since I was born. Yep, what have we not been? That's true. 7th grade in Tomlin hired. Yep, you were in the middle of 5th grade. Seriously, if you were coach since 46 and the Browns fed since 99, that is nuts. That is nutty to think about. Udinsky have a chance at the Browns job? I would say no. So the thing with Udinsky... Wait, hang on. We got a sim from Mike Tomlin. Hang on a second. We have a sim from Mike Tomlin. But Udinsky, 30 years old, has no play calling experience. I don't know why anyone would hire him necessarily. Not yet, at least. All right, so here's Mike Tomlin's statement. After much thought and reflection, I'm going to say fact on that one, Rob. I decided to step down as the head coach of the Steelers. So he made it very clear. He's stepping away. This organization has been a huge part of my life for many years. It's been an honor to lead this team. I'm grateful to Art Rooney II and the late Ambassador Rooney for their trust and support. I'm also thankful to the players who gave everything they had every day, to the coaches and staff whose commitment and dedication made this journey so meaningful. Streamer. Dr. D's a streamer. I also want to thank Steelers Nation. Your passion, loyalty, and high expectations represent what makes this franchise special. Coaching in Pittsburgh is unlike anywhere else. I'll always take great pride in being a steward of this team. No coach has coached a game in the league since I graduated high school now. Reed. No, Andy Reid has. Andy Reid was with the Chiefs when I was still in high school. In 10th grade? Yeah, he coached his first game of the Steelers in 11th grade. Yeah, remember when Thomas retired? Me too, yep. New day for the Steelers. They've always been loyal to their coach. They just got fired quicker in the 50s because the whistle weren't good. Yep. That helps if you win games. While this chapter comes to a close, my respect and love for the Steelers will never change. I'm excited for what the future holds for the organization. Very grateful for my time coaching in Pittsburgh. So what's interesting about this statement, just reading through the lines here, reading between the lines, Tomlin never said anything about what's next for him as a coach. Tomlin never said anything about what happens next. This reads like a retirement statement. And that was the report that he walked away. But Sarah's not the Sarah anymore. Nope. It's the broadcasting standard definition. There were still NFL games in standard definition. Like back then, if you were a bad team, your games were in SD. Being a good team means you got your games in HD. But You look at this statement. Was 11 the Eagles hired Reed? Yep. I was too. You exist for coaches close to records? Got to be up there. I mean, 9 is a lot. It's more than 25% of the league. But this statement makes it very clear this was a decision made by Mike Tomlin, and he has no desire to coach at Big Brother Celeste. He has no desire to coach. He makes it extremely clear here. Otherwise, he would say, I'm looking forward to what's next in my career. He made it very clear this whole statement's about Pittsburgh. What's next for the organization? He is not... Compare what Harbaugh said when Tomlin was still analog TV. Yep. Yes, we did. Compare that to what Harbaugh said when it was clear that he wanted to still coach. Tomlin, he's done. Yeah, Zach Taylor, the longest coach. It's crazy. It's going to take some time to decide what his future endeavor is going to be. Yep. I think he's going to go media. Because if he wanted to still coach, he would request out of his contract or request to get fired. He would request to part ways. So, he would request to move on and be a free agent. But obviously, that's not happening. Because the Steelers still own his rights. He's still under contract with the Steelers. So yeah, Tomlin officially retired. You still Megadeth when Tomlin retired. That's insane. As you'll see, when Tomlin was hired in a college freshman when he coached his first game. You know, it's been a while. Like, no Tomlin, no Harbaugh. Like, the AFC North is going to be weird next year. Mets front runner Tucker. I mean, I don't get their strategy this offseason. I don't get their strategy. It's rebuild, but then go spend big bucks on Kyle Tucker. I don't get the strategy. It's bizarre. Trade away guys to get under a hypothetical cap, clear some space, and then get Kyle Tucker? Okay. Tomlin's been head coach long enough where he's burnt down, needs to retire, he's about to turn 54. So not in split year when Tomlin got hired. Yep. There are literally countries that did not exist the last time. One team I see Tomlin going to is the Giants, because of the Rooney Mara connection. Yeah. Yeah, but I think he's done for a day. For a year at least. Right now in an episode, and it's 534 episodes since then. When Tomlin was hired, there's drive-ins and dives and not aired an episode yet. When Tomlin was hired, the Simpsons movie had not come out yet. And now we are closer to the... I'll tweet that out, actually. I'm going to tweet that out. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Josh got the Tucker sweepstakes? Yeah, I think that'd be a good move. Seriously, a change. I'm surprised made it to the Blood. Me too. Me too. Everyone I know from the 2000s got my childhood's over. Calais Campbell's still kicking. Well, Andy Reid is still there too. Andy Reid, different team, but he's still there. No one's also a little older than Tomlin. This is the when he retired, yep. 6 months before the Simpsons movie was released, yep. Crazy. Be like Chuck Norris and Jordan do something else. And then we'll go media. He'll go the media route is my guess. He will go with the media route. The Cowboys last year was 2006. Yep. January 07. Final game was a win against the Bengals. Boris Glenn smelled coffee. The teams don't want to give players long-term deals. Yep, I get it. I completely get it. Especially with the impending lockout. I get it. What do you think the Nick game will be? I'm not sure they're going to do one. They haven't announced anything. They would have announced it by this point to promote it. I don't think they're going to do a Nick game this year. I think you have to remember, too, is that CBS, they're doing a lot of cost cutting right now, a lot of leadership changes, so my guess is that they might just not have it this year. Only South Sudan exists in no other country to talk about. Chris Tomlin was a defense scorer for 1 year in Minnesota before taking the Steelers job. Worked out pretty well. Worked out well. Savage drafted in 09 to make him another relic of the 2000s, still going out. Yep. Ben Johnson waited 1 more years to get a head coach job, pumped on the Steelers job. Tomlin will eventually be known as a great TV personality in the future before a long-time coach, similar to how people think of Harbaugh. Or Bradshaw, I mean. I'm going to say no. Nick game return next year? Maybe. I think so. I think next year will return. Most likely replace Tomlin. I'm going Flores. I'm going to say Brian Flores. See what's up in the Simpsons lose their Super Bowl, second Super Bowl loss in franchise history. They're still reeling. To some extent, yeah. I think ever since they lost to the Killer Bees, ever since they lost to Jacksonville in the divisional round, that was the turning point. Steelers hired Geese or Kelly or even an Aaron Glenn prototype. I'll laugh endlessly. Me too. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be Brian Flores. I think it will be Brian Flores. All right, we've been on for an hour at this point, and I have to head somewhere in a little bit. And we're going to be live for 2 games today. I didn't even Frank wasn't how I'm retired. Crazy. We're going to be live for 2 games tonight. St. John's, Marquette, and Iowa State, Kansas. I have to get everything ready for that one. So I'm going to hop off here. I appreciate you guys a ton. You guys give me hot donations. I appreciate you guys a ton. But again, Mike Tomlin resigning as the head coach of the Steelers after 19 seasons. Yeah, was that loss to Jacksonville? Yep, I think that was the moment. 2020 loss to the Browns. I mean, that was bad, but they were already on the decline by that point. That crack story was shown. That game proved it. Yep. No one gave the Steelers a serious chance to make the Super Bowl that year. Steelers made one AFC championship in the last 15 years. That is nuts to think about. That is nuts that the Jets have made as many AFC championships since 2009. About the oh yes, hang on, let me put that up. Hang on, let me put that poll up. Put a poll. Should Frank be the head coach? I would say yes. I'm going yes on that one. Should Frank be head coach? I'm going yes. But yeah, the poll results say 71% think Tomlin's a Hall of Famer. I'm inclined to agree. Cowher's Hall of Famer. Tomlin's a Hall of Famer. I was talking about quarterback. Oh yeah, should you be quarterback? Frank's already coach. Yep. Should you be quarterback? Yes, Frank's already coach. Frank could the doer of all good and the good of all do. Right. Rivera was a candidate, but they chose someone said, yep. Right. Me or Will Howard a quarterback. It's either Michael or Will Howard. Frank becomes head coach of the Steelers. We did that yesterday. Their TV's Frank or Sandy Frank. Can I miss last night's game? Yeah, it was a great win for the Texans. That defense was dominant. 82% of you say Michael should be the quarterback. 82% say Michael should be quarterback. Let's go. Better than Will Howard. All right. St. John's, Marquette tonight. College basketball over on Peacock. And then we're going to be live for Iowa State, Kansas. Appreciate you guys a ton. JG9 signing off. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys later tonight for 2 college basketball games. Take care. See you soon again. Mike Tomlin, after 19 seasons, he is calling a